guys, how you doing? Have some new lights on. I feel like I look like a ghost right now. But this vlog sort of serves as a sequel to the previous vlog, which was about doing less but focusing on the quality of your work in terms of making good art. If anyone hasn't seen it, I'll link it in the description. If you want to check it out, feel free. Basically, the idea is don't focus on how much you're doing, focus on the quality of the work that you are doing. So I started to think then, how do we optimize the quality of our work? And two things occurred to me. The first is we want each unit of output, so to speak, we want each piece of work to be as high quality as possible. The second thing then that occurred to me is that we want to be able to do that as consistently as possible for as long as possible. So if we think about making good quality work, it's, being able to create something really awesome as much as possible, right? So I think the key is, and this is just something I'm discovering for myself, I think the key is to be sort of in that peak performance mode for as long as we can, as much as we can for a long period of time. So I'm here to tell you that the secret is you need to cut out gluten. I'm just kidding. I love donuts. So as I said in the quality video, we can't just cram as much as possible into each day. We need to think more long term. And I think the way we consistently stay at that peak level of performance, the peak quality of our work, consistently over the long term, is by taking breaks. So that's kind of what this video is going to be about. Now, as I said in the quality video, the point is not to just take breaks, take it easy, just for the sake of making life easier. I mean, sure, there's some value to that. You should enjoy your life. But what I'm proposing is actually a different way of looking at your productivity. Let's think critically about what we're actually trying to achieve here. For me, this band is a lifetime career. So I'm committed to consistently working on being a better performer, better composer, I'm counting with my hands, you can't see, it's out of frame, a better singer, whatever, right? And then I have other interests outside of the band, train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I have other things that I value doing, right? And I want all those things to be something that I'm doing for as long as possible, and I want to be consistently improving upon them. And I imagine that most of you feel similarly about your career and whatever other interests you have. So we don't need to treat our work with such urgency. There's no urgent deadline, okay? I think it's more like a marathon rather than like a murderous sprint. So in the last couple of years, I really increased my discipline, my consistency. I'd practice twice a day, morning and night, compose every day, write songs before either going to school or before going to work, drive a couple hours to band practice and have a couple hour band practice. And that's great, but what I started to notice is that I would be freaking out if I skipped any of that for a day, or if I had to travel or do something and be away from the band. Eventually, I would get to the point where I'd be fucking dreading playing or practicing or writing, because I had done so much that I was getting burnt out. And that's not good, right? We don't want that. I mean, I was like, this is my passion. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I can't be feeling like shit about it, right? I think it's like they say with love, though. You have to let something go in order for it to come back to you. They say that, right? I noticed that if I took time off for some reason, like maybe I had a bunch of schoolwork or I was traveling, I'd actually start to miss playing and writing, and I'd actually be excited to come back. So taking breaks, even just briefly, will cultivate a relatively consistent desire and energy to continue to do your work, and that's what we want. We also have to remember that we're athletes in a sense. I mean, playing extreme music like heavy metal is very physically demanding, right? Athletes have a separate training schedule and regimen based on whether they're in season or off season. Now, I don't know too much about this, but this is just my impression. And they want to be at that the highest performance. They want to be at their peak performance when they're in season, right? Because that's when it counts. Now, obviously, the rhythm, the scheduling, whatever, is different for musicians. We don't really have that seasonal. We don't really have like a season, like an in and off season, but that peak performance is still what we're trying to cultivate to the extent that we can. So it has been my experience that taking a little bit of time off, taking a little break, will improve your ability as a musician over the long term. We need to give our minds, our hands, our bodies, our voices a break. And if you think about it, overplaying is one of the main causes for things like tendonitis, and that shit ends people's careers. You really want to avoid that mental and physical burnout. Keep your mind and your body fresh so that when you're doing your work, it's as high quality as possible. That is what we're trying to optimize. Not just work for work's sake, so we can do more and say we did more, so we can say we're grinding or hustling or some egotistical bullshit, right? So I've changed my opinion about how much I should be working, and I've also changed, as you can tell, and I've also changed a lot of the ways I work and the habits I have. So these are a few things that I've been experimenting with over the last 6 months or so, and I think they've produced better results for me and allowed me to be more consistent overall in my playing and in my writing, and keeping everything as high quality as possible. So some practical things. First of all, I take 1 day off of anything creative every week. So, for example, vlogging or songwriting, try to take a day off every week. So I'll do it 6 days a week, and then usually take like Sunday off or something like that. And then the cool thing about that is that by Monday, I'm like just fucking stoked to get back to writing, okay? Because I had that day off. I sort of miss it a little bit, get a little inspired, and you're excited to come back, and that's what you want. Secondly, I've been taking 1 week off of all playing, like every quarter. So like every 3 months, I'll take a week off and I just won't touch the guitar. I'll mention it used to be that if I took even like a day off, I'd really fucking suck when I got back to the guitar. But I think because I've been relatively consistent in my playing, when I am practicing, that taking time off like makes no difference. I'm basically just as good as when I had stopped. But by the end of that week, I'm fucking stoked to be playing the guitar again. I miss it so much. And so I'm in that sort of excited, like energetic mood when I get back to the instrument. And lastly, I don't take my guitar with me if I'm traveling for less than like 2 weeks. It used to be that even if I left town for a day, like I just bring my guitar with and practice wherever I was. There's nothing wrong with that, but it can be kind of a pain in the ass. So I've just learned to relax that a little bit. And like if I'm on a vacation, like actually take the vacation and enjoy it. Use that as an opportunity to get inspired to learn new things. That way when you come back, you're actually inspired and excited. That being said, I really don't travel that much. I can't even think of a time I've been on vacation, like a longer vacation or a longer trip than like 2 weeks. So this is a relatively minor thing that I'm experimenting with. The first two are the main ones. All of this together means that in general, for most of the year, I'm feeling good, enjoying the work that I'm doing, and in my opinion, the quality of the work stays pretty high. As I said in the quality video, the goal is not just to work more, right? The goal is to make as high quality work as possible, as high quality of work, sure, as possible, as consistently as possible. And in order to do that, we have to be like as high performing as possible. We need to be like at or near our peak performance, right? So if you think about it, if you're at your peak as much as, God, my hands look weird. If you're at your peak as much as possible, your work is going to be at that higher level. Whereas if you just work your ass off all the time and then your performance starts to go down, you are the quality of your work is going to suffer. Like my hand graphs? Yeah. So you want to sort of stick to that feeling good and functioning well mode. So it's not it's not going to be a single day that makes you successful or gets you to your career goal. I'm not trying to speak as some expert, but this is just my experience. This is my opinion. It's an accumulation of a lot of those days over the long term. So that's why the name of this video is, thinking long term. We want to maximize the quality over a long period of time. It's like going to the gym. You don't get in shape from going to the gym once. You get in shape from going to the gym for a fucking year, right? Every day or whatever. My classics friends will appreciate this, but Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, and I would imagine neither will any of our careers. Now, the flip side of this is that we need discipline and consistency in the times that we are working. And that's what the next video, the next vlog is going to be about. So if you would like to receive that, if you'd like to be notified about that, hit subscribe in the subscribe thing below. Hit the subscribe button below. And if it's already been posted by the time you're watching this, I will leave a link in the description for you. All right? That's all I had to say today. Really appreciate you checking out the video. If you like the video, if you like anything we're doing, I would appreciate it if you would click the like button, click subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If any of the ideas I'm saying resonate with you or your work, let me know. I'd really be interested to see how the ideas that I'm having, the things that I'm learning, how they compare to what other people are experiencing. Yeah, it'd be really great to hear from you guys. So really appreciate you watching. Hope this was helpful. Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, I think that's it. All that is in the description. If you could check it out, that'd be awesome. With that, have a good day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.